All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to episode 3 of attempt number 3 here in Stranded Hard Permadeath with no starting raft. So far things are going great. We got a beautiful base built. We're sitting pretty, dude. Everything is cherry where we live. Now we just have to keep up that momentum and try to get these bosses killed. We're gonna want to hunt a lot of sharks, try to power level our hunting skill, maximize our damage. Yeah. Let's get started with the day. What a beautiful home this is. We did good. Got some buffs. Well, we're gonna need a little bit more water to fill up these bottles. We already have 4 full bottles, but we want to have more than that. Yeah, we'll need more water. Let's try to hunt a shark in the meantime. Low visibility, but at least if we sleep, we'll make a shitload of water in the dew collectors, and then we can fill up our bottles and start exploring. The Megalodon was the easiest boss fight in the last attempt, but we don't know if it's still gonna be that easy this time. Yeah, I really don't see a shark out here. We're in a very central location. These are all empty containers. We could expand upon the raft. Let's bring 6 of these empty wooden containers over there. And we could add more storage to it. It's gonna be time to sleep very shortly. Beautiful. Yeah, we can build at least 4 more shelves. Go to sleep. I'm gonna want to craft a fuck ton of refined spears too. We need a lot of them, dude. We're gonna need so many. I'm gonna want to look up the damage actually. Let me see here. Hunting. Yeah, skill level, stranded deep. Go down to the hunting category. Okay, Luska the Great has the most HP. The Meg is the easiest boss. The Great Abaya is the second easiest. And Luska's the hardest. So let's see here. The spear gun does 20 damage only. The refined spear actually does twice as much damage as the spear gun. 20 damage on hit, 10 damage on throw. Yeah, the spear gun does 20 damage per shot. With a 75% multiplier at level 7 hunting. But the refined spear can actually do 40 damage per throw, and then you add 75% to that. So really, using refined spears against the great Luska the Great is going to be the smarter option. All right. Yeah, we got it. 1, 2, 3. Okay. They're expensive. They take leather. For each spear that we want to make, it's 1 leather, so... Alright. We gotta try really hard to not lose any of these spears while we're fighting with them. Try not to miss. Okay. Well, we now have 4 jugs full of water, ready for a trip. We have an entire chest full of dried meat. Let's eat the shark meat right here. Very nourishing, and we'll also eat this. Okay. Good. We're gonna want to go clear cut another island and bring a shitload of logs back here. But while we have decent visibility, let's see about hunting a shark. There was a great white lingering around here somewhere. Curious as to when we'll see him again. Or the hammerhead. Huh. Suspiciously quiet. Where the hell's the sharks? I can't see shit, buddy. Yeah, I don't know. I might have to just start hunting other fish. let's go check out that aircraft carrier for the time being. We got a full belly. We're fully hydrated. Yeah, and we can't find the sharks anywhere around the island, so. I wonder if there's any trees over there that we could cut down. And we're gonna need to bring more of these over to the raft. Okay. Oh, and how many of these have I got? 2. Oh, nice. Okay. The fuel still is now completely full. We can start that fire and get our first jerry can of gas. All of these crop plots have plenty of water. We don't have to worry about our crops dying. Let's start that fire and then head out. I'll make a new kindling to keep over there. Won't be the first time we'll have to do this.
Ah!
Beautiful. All right, we got a full jerry can of fuel coming in. We can craft an engine soon and travel in style. Now, where's my hammer? I have my travel tools box here, don't I? Doesn't look like it. Huh. What the fuck? Where's my travel tools? I have an entire box full of travel tools, don't I? Weird. Yeah, it's got my compass and shit in it. Oh, here we go. Tucked away behind the raft where I couldn't see it. All right, let's grab our hammer. Let me guess, I need 3 in order to build another shelf? Yes, so we're gonna have to wait on that. All right, well, we can go right now as we are. Travel tools and travel rations. Very good. Okay. So we'll put our travel tools on the top shelf with travel rations on the bottom. Wait, smoked meats on the bottom. Travel rations. And tools. All right, let's go. Oh, we're not gonna turn. Here. Go! Go! Alright, let's get over there. So we'll check out the aircraft carrier, and then we're gonna head to that island over there and cut down a whole bunch of trees and farm some logs. Let's make sure I have this compass. So my island is southeast of the carrier. I might want that pickaxe. Gather some more stone. If we see boulders here. Okay. Almost there. It's about time we got out of the sun. Here we go. Okay. We got barrels nearby. If I see a crab, I will certainly kill it. We need the combat experience in order to increase the amount of damage that we can deal to the endgame bosses. We're going to be throwing refined spears instead of using the harpoon gun. It's more effective. It deals more damage when you throw a spear than it does when you shoot a harpoon at it, funnily enough. Shit, I didn't even bring my spears. Yeah! Get axed, bitch! Alright. Alright, let's find a way in here. And we'll run the perimeter of the island. Okay. Time to make room. We can get rid of these. Yeet. All right. We got plenty of space on the raft for storing more shit. Ow. My health looks all right. These guys don't do that much damage. Okay, I still shouldn't really attempt any more hits, though. Fortunately, our raft is right there, so depositing is very easy. Hey, DBD, how are you doing? Oh, we're doing great, buddy. I finally finished my 100 days of discipline today. Really happy about it. Now I can be a lazy bones for another year or so, and then have another 100 days later. How are you doing today? All right, let's go deposit. That has to come with us. Deposit the compass. You're hot, eh? What's the temp where you are? How's the humidity? Is it humid? Is it humidity? All right, how high does this thing go? I feel like I ran up 7 flights of stairs last time we were here. Here we go. All right, we found a plane. Aircraft carrier. We can get out of here on this, but we have to fix it up. All right, we need to stockpile water. Gyrocopter part. Fuel. Rudder, propeller. Yeah, we need to... Oh, wow. There's a bunch of gyrocopter parts here. Yeah, we need to stockpile food and fuel in order to make it out of here. I don't really see any items or loot up here, however. That may not be the kind of place that this is. Gyrocopter base, gyrocopter seat, and gyrocopter rotors. Okay, we'd need to be crafting level 6 in order to make that. Yeah, this is our way out of here. All right, let's leave the island. We've found what we needed to find. Not funny anymore. God damn. All right. 100 degrees with 65% humidity. At least your house will be preheated. You could like take a pizza out of the oven and it would cook on the counter. All right, now, my health isn't looking too good, but we're all right. We have travel rations, smoked meats. Yeah, let's drink up. Beautiful. We'll start getting health back now. Alright. Do I go home or do I go get some trees? That's my island over there. It's not too hard to find. Let's raise the sail. Travel tools. I need a flashlight so I can see what I'm doing. Let's lift the anchor. And let's get going. Yeah, my home island is right over there. So we're gonna go over here, we're gonna cut down a bunch of trees and collect the wood. I really don't have that much storage space left though, but I could make it work. We could get some stuff done. God, in some places you actually can, like, if it gets hot enough, you can fry an egg on your fucking hood of your car. Ah, okay. We are getting health back, gradually. We're healing. Passive regeneration. It's not too quick, but it is happening. We're almost there. This might even be my prior home base. I think it is. We'll cut down a whole bunch of trees, gather some logs, take them with us. Yeah, I see our lighting. We can even sleep here if we want to. Get our health back in one fell swoop, sail back home in the sun. There seems to be different music ever since we found the airplane on the aircraft carrier. So we have to sail in the direction of the moon. From this island, the moon points the way home. Although I suppose if we sleep here, it won't matter, will it? Okay. We don't have a shelter here that we can sleep at, so we're just gonna get to work. We're not going to worry about getting any palm saplings for now. We have spare water here in the dew collectors. let's get back to the raft and deposit what we've gathered so far. We don't have that much more space left, but we can make it work. Okay. I could get rid of this crude fishing spear. Think we will. Looks like there's only one more tree on the island, but I can't care. Oh. Okay, well there is that. Right, there was one more log there. I'll shift my focus to stone and we'll harvest some of these rocks before we head out. After this trip, the beauty of it is we're gonna have more room on our raft because we're gonna build more storage container shelves on it. I don't even really need the palm fronds. I just kind of want to take them as a matter of principle. All right. Let's swap these tools. Wait, where's my axe? Here it is. Alright. Yeah, I really don't have that much space, but I can get some stuff. I think I can carry 5 stones. After this, inventory space won't be a problem anymore. We'll have a lot of shelving systems on the raft itself. Okay. Got it. Time to go back home. We have to go that way. Lift the sail, raise the anchor, rotate the ship, and let's get home. Now that we have all these logs, I can make a whole bunch of wooden planks that we can use to upgrade our raft further. We'll need the extra storage space. Almost home. Our health is pretty much full. We are fully recovered. Let's pull our raft ashore. Okay. And let's sleep the rest of the night away. I kind of miss the old music. I hope we get that back eventually. Beautiful. Deposit the stone. We can drop this here. Sweet. Okay. Oh, let's have some breakfast. Get some food in our belly and unpack the raft of everything new that we've acquired. Wonderful. Travel rations. We got a new one. We now have 12 rations. Really, really nice. We're gonna refill our emptied water bottles. Okay, where's our hammer? Need another. I guess that'll do. They seem to be of equal height now that the raft isn't bobbing up and down, more or less. Good, very good. We'll outfit the raft with more storage containers. Nice. Okay. We're gonna swap this one with the chest named Refined Spheres. Right here. We need a bunch of those for the bosses, so. All right, travel tools. Grab the axe. Swap it with the pickaxe. Put the refined spears in here. And we can deposit our hammer. For now. Till it's time to expand on the raft even more. Okay, now. Is everything emptied? No, not even close. We'll use this to take it all in one trip. Beautiful, we got it. Let's go. Yo, what up, sweetie? Thank you, baby. Hey, you want another coffee?
No.
No?
I'll make us green tea.
All right, sounds good. Thanks. All right, let's equip the hammer. Build another raft extension piece. Vehicles, floor. Done. All right. We got a lot more wood. A lot more stone, a lot more plant fiber. Beautiful. Okay, let's refill both of these water bottles. That music is creepy, dude. I'm gonna quit the game and log back in, and hopefully we'll have the normal music once more. All right, now I need one more plank in order to add another chest rack, but we honestly might be okay for now. Let's just grab our hammer. Build a raft floor right here. Good. Then drop these here for later, where we will, you know, continue working on the raft. When we have what we need. Anyway, right now the raft is looking good. We have everything nicely organized. Travel tools, travel rations, smoked meats. With spare storage also. And it looks like we're getting a little bit of rain, maybe. Maybe in the meantime, I'll try to hunt that shark. Let's deposit the water. Well, sharks, plural. Oh shit, where's my axe? Maybe I accidentally dropped it somewhere. I wouldn't be surprised if I had. Oh yeah, we found it, good. Yeah, I gotta keep tabs on that. Hello Lee, welcome buddy. You got the job and the offer was $27.50 to start with every third Saturday on call for overtime. Right on. Well done, buddy. I'm very happy for you. That's good news. Back to financial stability. Onward to more cat food. You still keeping up with walking Bentley every day, buddy? All right, we're gonna want to use this water. Hang on. Yeah, we gotta water those crop plots. So let's craft. I'll just grab one of my water bottles, maybe, or I could craft a water bottle for base. Yeah, that could do. 2 of those. 1 lashing. Okay, we have a new water bottle just for general purpose around the base. Okay. Five times a day. God damn. Right on. Well, times got hard, buddy, but you didn't let yourself go. That's great. And now you're getting back to the grind. All right, let's go seek out a shark. Jesus Christ, it's torrential. The water is very clear due to the storm, though, so, like, visibility is never better than this. Still, I've been having a lot of trouble finding the sharks lately. Like, I haven't seen either shark. There was a great white and a hammerhead here, but I haven't seen them in a long time, even though I've been looking for them. We want to take them out, but they never reveal themselves. Oh, here we go. Jesus Christ, dude. I just got dragged. And poisoned, but the shark is dead. Oh shit, I'm drowning. Okay. That was a rough fight, not gonna lie. But we took it out. Let's go. Swim the body ashore. We're bleeding and we're poisoned. We gotta take care of both. We got a lot of hunting experience for that. You always do when you kill a dangerous predator in this game. Okay. So we need PP juice, dope, and then we need bandage. All right, we're good. Let's go craft another antidote. Good. May as well eat this fruit, huh? Okay. We now have a full jerry can of fuel here. You could probably build those storage racks on land. Yeah, I haven't really tried it before. All right, we're good. The raft isn't floating away despite the high tide. Let's just drag it further inland to be safe. Oh, we took out the tiger shark. That's good. Yeah, we need to keep hunting predators, sharks, giant crabs, boars, because that's what's going to give us the most hunting experience. We need to crank up our hunting skill in order to have the best chance of killing the bosses. Oh, God. Tiger shark. Yeah, throwing the spears is reliably powerful. Where are you going? Come on. Gotcha. Beautiful. Let's go. Well, we got dinner figured out for a week. We can stop eating our smoked meat. All right, there we go. We got 2 sharks that we can butcher later, and we can cook and smoke the meat. Hell yeah, Bruce 1 and Bruce 2. Happily ever after. We're gonna make a second antidote. One that I can keep on the raft in case I get poisoned while I'm out and about. In fact, I'm gonna want to make sure I have antidotes and bandages on the raft. I'll make 2 bandages for now. And yeah, the 2 antidotes as well. Life is good. Yeah, we gotta keep getting that hunting experience. That's the only way I'm gonna manage to beat that boss. Yep.
You want a piece of chicken?
Oh, I'm okay.
I can't eat it.
Alright, thanks anyway, though. Yeah, I'm pretty full from this morning. Oh! Oh! Ugh. Yeah, those sharks keep you company. You just leave them washed up on the beach. Okay, now, let's grab a jerry can. Like, I could, theoretically, craft an engine for the raft, but I also want to keep the rudder in the middle, so maybe we'll put the engine like right here. But we also don't need to craft the engine yet. Let's go over here. Go on a little sailing trip. Dad's on a sailing trip, and he hasn't been home in a few days. I said Dad's on a sailing trip, and he hasn't been home in a few days. Wow, so amazing! Moon Mist M&M. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. You guys ever see Dragon Ball Super? The Grand Zeno, we used to call him Moon Mist M&M. It's what he looks like. He looks like a Moon Mist M&M, you know? Alright, let's go to that island over there. Moon Mist is a type of ice cream that's like baby blue, pink, you know, really colorful, really neon bright. It's already getting late, but right, I don't even have a bed with me. I have a flashlight though, like we can still loot at night, no problem. We'll be alright. Let's orient ourselves. My island is to the southwest. You grew up with the original Dragon Ball, eh? I wasn't that early. I grew up with Z. But then I went back and I watched the original Dragon Ball. The original Dragon Ball was fucking perverted, bro. A lot of sexual references in that one. Well, not a lot, but the first few episodes are rife with them. Like when Yamcha sees Bulma's titties in the bath. Oh yeah. Every anime does that though. I feel like that's they pull in the child audience with like tease titties. Inuyasha's guilty of this too. You know, you got Kagome, she's like, oh, shampoo. Yeah, never mind the titties flopping about. Fucking ropes in kids. And then boys are like, I'll keep watching this if you keep showing the boobs, and spoiler alert, they never do. But then you learn how to use the internet, you get hentai, and you're all good, buddy. You're all good. What?
You're all good with your porn addiction for
Yeah.
your future.
Then you have your fucking hyperpalative fucking dopamine addiction to porn. Gotta make sure that the back of this raft is facing my home island. I don't want to get lost. As long as I keep the aircraft carrier to my right shoulder, we'll get home. We're almost there. I think I'm gonna build a shelter here and just sleep the night. I need to craft another bed, but we've had a shortage of leather. I'm kind of hoping I'll be able to find some boars here, get some more leather, right? We need more. Your parents came out of the 60s, flower power, free sex and all that, yeah. Sexual liberation. What a time to be alive. All right, let's drop the anchor. I need my spears, at least just one of them. Son of a bitch. Nice. Okay, we took him out. Now, let's build a bed and get to sleep. In order to build that shelter, I'm going to need 3 sticks, 4 palm fronds, and a lashing. Well, the sticks and the palm fronds you get just by cutting down a single tree. Now the lashing, right here. Yeah. Go to sleep. Well, yeah, now we see the long-term consequences of the sexual liberation movement. We see like skyrocketing divorce rates, an epidemic of single-parent childhoods with worse outcomes. It's been a really profoundly failed social experiment. All right, We have plenty of water, plenty of food. I don't really want to waste this food though, so maybe I'll just build a campfire or something while we do our gathering here. Okay, craft the kindling. Craft a fire. Get cooking. Although, I don't think I have my knife here either. I'll need to have a knife as a travel tool, just so I can cook sometimes whenever I find stuff. And I should have kindling as a travel tool as well, so we're gonna want like a second travel tool chest. Yeah, travel tools too. Okay, let's craft this and that. Make a knife. Okay. We're hydrated, and the food is coming. Let's grab whatever isn't tied down. We've got a lot of searching to do here. Oh, Kuwawa fruit. We can plant that now. Nice. So we have both types of fruit back at base, at least once we return that and plant it. Okay. All right, let's start searching the waters around the island after I get that piece of medium meat. We'll start cooking the other one, and we'll start swimming. I don't see a third yucca plant around the island. Doesn't mean there isn't one, just means I'm not seeing it. Okay, there might only be 2 yucca plants here. It looks that way. All right. There's our food. Cook that. And let's get diving. Okay. Mainly, we're looking for tires so that I can expand upon the dimensions of my raft. We got a massive trawler here. I've been here before, I think. Don't think I found much, though. A lot of it. Oh, wow, look at that. Okay, I found a crate. There's a lot of poisonous shit around here. Like that lionfish right there. Alright, let's get out of here. This raft looks like a nothing burger. Or, sorry, the wreck. We got another cloth. I don't need the spy glasses. We'll litter them. Collect that. Don't need that either. Here we go. I don't need any of that stuff. Okay, got another wreck over here, underwater it looks like, given the bubbles on the surface. No accompanying crate with the wreck though. Another one over here. Don't need those. Nor do I need the flashlight. I am happy to find that leather, though. Alright. Now. Let's see. There's a tiny little cargo container here. I think with the rest of our space, we're gonna cut down a bunch of trees. We could get a shitload of logs to take back. There's no crate here. Yeah, we've scoured the perimeter. Let's grab this stone. Here's the third yucca plant. Probably won't be able to harvest it all, given the fact that half of it is inside this bush. Oh yeah, we did get all of it. Nice. Okay. Let's get started. Good. Another. So far, so great. Let's eat. And, yeah, we definitely still got more room, so we're just gonna keep cutting down some more trees and hoarding some supplies. All right. Okay. We still got a lot more room. Let's keep at it. Alright, now we're gonna load up on sticks. Although I suppose logs and sticks are interchangeable. Every log is 4 sticks, right? May as well get the logs, because then we can also convert the logs to planks if we need them. This axe is getting pretty low in durability. Sweet. Okay, let's go deposit. Might want to gather more stone too. We have our pickaxe. No good reason not to. Alright, it's now 3 p.m. I don't need to worry about the sun's intensity anymore. I don't know where the hell that stone went. It must be inside the grass. Out of reach, you know? Yeah, we're gonna have to find another boulder. One that's not obstructed. Hello, Judy. Welcome. How are you doing? Oh, I'm having a wonderful day. Best day ever. I hope you are too. All right. Let's get this tall tree right here. Okay, good. We'll put out our fire, leave that giant crab's body here. I mean, I guess we could skin it and take the meat. I don't know, we'll see. We got a lot of fucking storage space, and I like it. We can carry a lot of stuff back to base. Let's get a drink. Travel rations, water bottle. Okay. And let's do one more stone check. We need stones and, well, sticks to make spears, right? We got a fruit right there. I'll eat that. Okay. Here we go. We got a boulder, and I'll gather a bunch of sticks, too, to go with the stones. We need more refined spears. They're the best weapon in the game. And if I'm gonna have a chance at beating that Luska the Great boss, that's what I need. Beautiful. Inventory's full. All right. I think it's time we sailed back home. We've been here for 2 days gathering loot. It is about time we headed out. Let's deposit what we can where we can. Hell yeah, buddy. And there's another piece of cloth over here. I thought I saw one. Maybe I didn't. Oh well, doesn't really matter, does it? Yeah, we can make plenty of cloth. Even if there is one, I'm not gonna get hung up on it. Okay, let's get out of here. I'm gonna have to keep my axe in hand. That's our base right there. So let's remove the anchor, lift the sail so our raft doesn't fly away without us. Let's get ready to go. I want to sleep in my bed tonight. All right. I think that's our base over there. I'm not sure, but I think so. Oh. A raft is getting attacked. Hello, Lone Star. Welcome, buddy. Oh, how are you doing? Well, I mean, I saw your comment that the Schedule 1 beta is in a really sorry state. Hopefully, Tyler gets that sorted out pretty soon. I want to craft a gyrocopter, but we need level 6 in order to craft it. So what? You can't use the gyrocopter to, like, escape or beat the game, right? Because that would be a hell of a lot easier than... Okay, the gyrocopter is a homemade helicopter. Yes, of course. Requires gas to function. Alright. So it's really just for island hopping. It's not really something you can use to beat the game or escape. We're resource rich now. We did a lot of gathering, a lot of gathering. All right, home sweet home. We weighed our anchor. Okay. I'll try to park the raft closer to our base so that we don't have to run as far. And we have to plant that new fruit that we got. The kuwawa. We have kura fruit and kuwawa fruit now. All right. Let's try to park it right on this rock formation, just about. Yeah, not the best. All right, hang on. I'll drag it the rest of the way. All right, there we go. Now let's make sure the anchor is set so that it doesn't ever float away. Not much without your raft. Okay. Corrugated scrap. Deposit the plank, the wood, stone, plant the fruit. Now, we're gonna swap out our axe. There's a way to basically get a free refill on your axe's durability, and I'll show you guys what that is. Because the materials are finite in this world, so you don't want to just burn through all your stone and wood making new axes all the time. I'm going to collect the plank station, and then it's gonna drop the refined axe that I used to craft it, and that refined axe that I used to craft it is gonna be at like 100% durability. Where's the hammer, though? It's supposed to drop, like, here we go. Yeah, crude hammer. Now I'm gonna deposit the good axe and use the bad one to craft it, and then when I harvest it again, like, this axe will be at 100% durability again, right? Grab 2 of these and make a new plank station right here. There we go. We're gonna make a stack of logs somewhere here. Somewhere that it at least looks normal. Like, act natural, bro. Maybe right here. Hang on. More like over here. Vehicle parts, got another jerry can. We got 2 more cloth. Leather. Another lantern. We can add more base lighting. All right, those are emptied. I guess we'll just drop this right here. Oh, I see a boar over there. We have to hunt that because I always need the leather. We're gonna need the leather to make more refined spears, so let's put 4 more sticks into the fuel still over here for later. Grab our spears and then maybe get hunting. Okay. That pile's full. No longer need any more palm fronds. The rest are just water production. What, you can only put 10 logs in a log pile? Okay, I guess that's the case. Hang on. I'll have to make a second pile over here then. All right. All of those have now been emptied. Let's try to watch out for that boar, but he might get me. He's over there. We're gonna make a palm frond pile right here. Shit. Yeah, we got the crab and the boar. Let's go grab our refined spears and hunt them both. Jesus Christ, look at this guy. Oh, he's trying to get over here. He's getting stuck on my shit. That's what you get. That's what you get. All right. Yeah, that was easy as fuck. Where's the crab? Are you feeling it, Mr. Krabs? Are you feeling it, Mr. Krabs? There he is. I don't think I can throw this. I'm pretty sure if you throw a spear at a giant crab, it breaks it instantly. So I'm just gonna melee him. Got it. Let's make a little corpse pile here. All right, take care for now, Dan. We'll see you in a little bit, buddy. All right, let's drink. This one's glitched out. Here. We're just gonna fill these up, fix that glitch. It's an infinite water glitch, so it's important to fix it, or else you'll just have endless water forever, and it wouldn't really be a survival game at that point, would it? All right, now, that fucking boar moved my boxes around. No. Okay. Well, great. Fucking great. Well, we'll fix that later. I have more access to leather now that we killed that boar. Let's grab our knife. We have a knife at base, actually. I'll keep one spear on me. And let's deposit our pickaxe. Now, I'm gonna save the game and I'm gonna quit in the hopes that we'll get the regular music back. Ever since we found the plane, we've had different music. All right. Let's get busy. We're gonna smoke all this meat. We have extra wood anyway. It'd be pretty cool. I feel like one thing that's missing from this game is the ability to make crab shell armor. You know? I feel like that would make sense because the bosses are extremely difficult to beat. And I feel like armor would help. Especially against Luska the Great. Like if you could make armor that would, you know, be on a more level playing field.
Crab shells were great.
Yeah, they are pretty brittle, I suppose. But there's giant crabs in this game that are like 3 feet wide, so. My character is gonna get mercury poisoning if he eats all the shark meat, man. Welcome, Evo. Good to see you, buddy. Smoke him if you got him. You know, my mom has an endless wellspring of native cigarettes. I'm inclined to not believe in that. What? Zuzi's like, oh my god, it's illegal to buy natives, as if every cop and their brother wasn't fucking buying natives. Come on. Regular cigarettes are too expensive. Alright, now. Zuzi tends to be a hypochondriac about stuff.
Lack caution.
Yeah, I lack caution, that's right.
The hypochondriac is. Sir, I have a headache. I must have a brain tumor.
Hello, Theo. I mean, really, who's gonna pay 20 bucks for a pack of smokes when you can get like 10 packs for 20 bucks?
That's the ambition.
All right, let's make a shitload of leather. That's our fucking refined spears fund right there. All right, that's gonna take a while to smoke. A long time. But we skinned all the animals that we had built up. We got a shitload more leather for making more refined spears. Let's get to it. Yeah, I can't smoke them if I got them. I can't do it. Because honestly, man, like, I would never quit. I got them. I got them in spades, right? I got them in abundance, but I can't smoke them. Bane of my existence, actually. You know what it's like to try to quit smoking when you have, like, this free wellspring that you can just tap into anytime? Guilt-free? Like, bro. Alright, let's equip the axe. Refill the water bottle. Man, it's taken a long fucking time to get that hunting level up. However, I'd imagine it doesn't update the bar intricately. It probably is going to gain like a massive chunk after I cross a certain numeric threshold. Okay, there we go. I made 12 more refined spears. I technically need one more in order to have a full chest of them, but we're gonna want a lot more than that full chest, a lot more by the end, so one more. Got it. Done. And done. Okay. now we're gonna need a travel tools chest number 2. So we're gonna move all of our spears into the lower chest down here. Not that one, that's my medicine chest. Let's grab the label maker. Medicine. Refined spears and travel tools 2. Beautiful. Okay. Now, where'd I deposit my other shit? In here, right? No. Right here. Okay. Travel rations. Fuck yeah. Gonna take fucking ages to level up that hunting skill enough, though. We're gonna need to look around for the smaller boars. Where did that crab's body go? Holy shit. How far did I throw it? There it is. Okay. All right, let's go. We gotta keep on smoking this meat so it doesn't go bad. It's making progress, albeit slowly. Hello, old fart. Welcome, brother. We're having a wonderful day.
Disgusting.
Wonderful day. We're smoking a bunch of meat. We've made a shitload of refined spears. We're leveling up our skills quite well. Everything is going wonderfully. How are you doing? All right, now. What's that? Oh, that's a fucking snake. That's a dead snake. All right. I guess we'll smoke that. May as well. I don't have my knife. Yeah, I do. Oh, thank God. Okay. Not too bad, eh?
Oh, it's disgusting.
That's good, buddy. All right, let's take these boxes over there. There's another snake on this island somewhere. It's kind of making my balls itch, not really knowing where he is. Okay. It's not smoked yet. Let's cook this piece down there. May as well. Keep up with it, right? Wow. I tried to log into World of Warcraft today. I had an old account for it, you know, wanted to take a look at the possibility of playing it. Turns out my Battle.net account has been banned, and I don't know why. So I did a quick Google search, and it turns out a shitload of people have had their Battle.net accounts banned. And I think it's... Look, I'm just gonna... This is completely a guess. I don't know for sure. But I think that it's typical, like, Chinese Blizzard scammy shit. Basically, what they want to do is anybody who hasn't played the game for a long time, they want to ban their account so that they're forced to buy it again. I think that's what it is. Right, like if I had to guess. Oh, nice. Okay, we have a shitload of smoked large fish meat here. But I opened up a ticket in the hopes that, you know, it might fix if somebody takes a look at it. Like a GM, like a moderator or whatever. Apparently people said that they were able to get their accounts back, so obviously it's a problem on Blizzard's end, and when you raise a fuss about it, they correct it. But I think it's deliberate. For anybody too stupid to just issue a ticket and get the matter resolved, they have to buy the game again, right? I think it's a total scam on Blizzard's part. Remember, they're Activision Blizzard now, so these are the same people. Yeah. These are the Call of Duty people, right? Call of Duty people plus Chinese companies that like pay to win. It's what you get. All right, now. Everything's pretty well organized at the moment. We gotta keep working on this meat. Let's go in the water and see if I can't find another shark to kill. I highly doubt it, but you never know. Highly doubt it. Well, I don't see another shark. Perhaps the benevolent Chinese gods will unban you, yes. Just gotta fucking rub the belly of the lucky cat. Oh, chicken chow mein! Oh! Oh, chicken chow mein! General Tso's chicken! Oh! Fun fact, karate is actually a Chinese martial art, not a Japanese one. Yeah, Chojun Miyagi is considered by many. He's who Mr. Miyagi from Karate Kid was based off of. He's considered the Grand Master of Karate. And he was actually, I'm pretty sure he was Chinese, but then the Okinawa strip changed. Basically, Japan took it over, right? So everything within the Okinawa Strip became property of Japan, including but not limited to the karate teachings that were taught there. Originally, it was Okinawa, China, right? Little fun fact for you guys. And I mean, yes, now it's Okinawa, Japan, and they try to take credit for it, but it's not true. Oh shit. Hammerhead. Oh shit, that's my only spear that I just threw at it. Oh fuck, I gotta get that back. The hell am I thinking? Okay, you know what? We're gonna come back here with my other spears. It won't take that many more of those to kill him. All right, so he was out here. Basically, I have to go back to shore and swim toward the aircraft carrier. And that's where we'll see him again. Let's go check on the fire. Hello, Mike. Welcome, buddy. How are you doing? Quick large meat. I guess we'll just eat this. Yeah, there we go. Let's grab our other spears. We're gonna have actually really great visibility in the water. You always do have better visibility in the water during a storm. Don't know why, but you do. What the fuck is this? Yo, I never found this wreck before. Oh, that's fascinating. We have a whole new wreck here to check out later. Anyway, where's that fucking hammerhead? I've got a refined spear in his body, so I'm motivated. I want to take him out. Where the fuck was he? I don't see him. Makes me more nervous than I would feel if I could see him. Bro, this is sus. Okay. Let's go back to shore for a second. Where the fuck is this shark, bro? How the fuck am I supposed to bring glory to our Stotska unless I can find it? Oh yeah, Zuzi. There's been an update on the Ukraine war. Yeah, so Trump and Putin are reaching a peace agreement. Based on the distribution of certain Ukrainian lands into Russia.
Let me guess. Zelensky isn't gonna accept it.
Yeah, Zelensky's not complying, but he's receiving pressure from European leaders to comply. Yeah, because well, all those countries have bankrupted themselves, so.
It's in everybody's best interest that Ukraine gets out of that war. that means submitting and giving up some territory, you know. It's worth the lives of the people that died.
Yeah.
Obviously, there was no way Ukraine could have ever won.
No.
So it was just pointless death. Lots and lots of pointless death.
Always is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh. I hear... Oh! There it is. Okay. Come on. Gotta get some air. We found the hammerhead. Where the fuck is it? Oh my god. I need more air. Visibility's not that good right now, man. Shit! Okay, we got it. Let's go up. Get some air. He made us start bleeding, but we should be okay. You lose health very slowly to bleeding. Let's grab our spears out of his body and take the corpse home. We got some good hunting experience from that. It was worth it. Okay, let's go. Thank you, False Prophet. I appreciate that, buddy. Actually, it found you. Alright, I can't really throw the hammerhead shark like a volleyball. I'll have to carry it, but we did good. Let's get a couple of drinks. This shark means more leather, in addition to more meat, so it's good to have. Alright, let's bandage ourselves. Grab that. That. Craft. Use. Okay. The medium meat is smoked, so the large meat is still being worked on. At least now we're down to putting the last of the meat on there, but we're also going to want to put the shark meat on there, so let's skin it. And all it was doing was trying to return your spear. Okay. We're gonna need more fuel for that fire. I don't know how the fuck I pulled that off. I was just button mashing. That's awesome. Okay. We're gonna go to sleep right as soon as we can. And then we should wake up to a bunch of smoked shark meat. Hopefully none of it spoils by then, but I don't think it will. This stuff is gonna end up cooking probably before it spoils. Hopefully that is the case. All right, let's go to sleep. Yep, Smoked meat. There we go. Beautiful. We have a ton of fucking food. That was nice. Make more leather for more refined spears. All right. So far, so great. Man, we have a shitload of refined spears, but we are going to need more. We're doing great on wood, great on stone. Got a shitload of plant fibers. Yeah, we need to make more of these refined spears. They are the secret to the bosses, and I have to keep trying to get my hunting level up. Takes ages though, buddy. I might want to start power leveling it another way. Now that all the sharks around here are dead, I'm gonna want to go around and get as many sardines as possible. It's slow, but we can just catch a fuck ton of sardines and then drop them over the edge of the world, right? I don't think that they float. They might float though, which would kind of suck if they did. Still, we have a lot of extra storage chests. We're gonna power level with sardines. Holy shit, that's a snake. Got it. Okay. I honestly couldn't tell you, Evo. I couldn't tell you. All I know for sure is that Russia has proven its strength. Even in a battle of attrition against all of Europe and the United States, Russia could not get defeated. So the smartest thing to do is to just placate Putin and make it so that the war stops. Because obviously he's a contender not just for the United States military might, but also all of Europe combined. So like the smartest thing to do is take whatever course of action that's gonna allow Western countries to coexist with Russia. Even if that means making Ukraine bend over and spread them. Sometimes, like, it sucks, but it's even like, it's an unspoken law in prison, in school, even at work, at our jobs. You can't fuck with the boss, right? Or else you get fired. It's just someone stronger than you gets to dictate your reality and take away your rights. That's just the reality we live in. Rights are not God-given if man can take them away. Rights are always a matter of strength. And in order to preserve your rights, you sometimes have to fight for them against the tide of people seeking to take them. But if you're not strong enough to win that fight, your rights are forfeit, right? And that's what we've seen with the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Russia's too strong, right? So unless we're willing to shoot those doomsday nukes and receive them back in kind, we have to play ball with Russia. It is what it is. Rights are not inalienable. If they were, they couldn't be taken by stronger people, right? So with that in mind, you know. Rights are sacred. They're certainly sacred, but they're not inalienable. It's kind of like how human health is sacred, but that doesn't stop governments and corporations from fucking with human health. You know what I mean? Like, health is sacred, sure, but that's not going to stop them from putting excitotoxins in food, making it hyper-palatable, making it cause cancer, making it cause chronic diseases and diabetes, and it certainly isn't going to stop the government from being lax with regulations, nor is it going to stop the government from enforcing, like, vaccine mandates and stuff. Sometimes sacred things and sacred values don't get to win, because the opposing side is simply stronger. All right, now we found a wreck out here. I would love to locate where that wreck was. Well, you can say that, Evo, but right now, up until this point, the United States has been sending aid to Russia. And yet they've been sending aid to Ukraine, and yet the United States has not intervened with direct war against Russia because they know how bad that would be. There would be huge losses, perhaps even catastrophe on both sides. Russia is a contender in military might with the United States. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's not shameful to admit that. All right, where's this other ship? Let's keep an eye out for it. It was over here, I think. Keep on trying to get sardines while we look for it. Well, we don't want to fight Russia for a very obvious reason, right? Maybe we could win that war, but bro, that'd be bloody as fuck. There'd be massive death on both sides. Russia's not incompetent. They're not. They have extremely powerful weaponry and technology proficiency that rivals even our own, you know? I can carry 22 more sardines. Well, sure, Evo, sure. But it's also degraded much of the resources that Europe had as well. It's in Europe's best interest for this war to stop. Because one thing that's definitely certain is that European governments are at risk not just from Russia, but their own respective populations. A lot of European governments are hated by their respective populations, and they can't fight on both fronts at once. They can't deal with domestic uprisings and contempt, while also trying to deal with this foreign superpower that is, quite frankly, an even match. I don't know where the hell that other shipwreck is. The elusive final shipwreck. Maybe I need to seek out like bubble spots or something. Our hunting level is almost increased, but we got a lot more hunting to do before it's done. Europe is already being invaded, yeah, by, you know, Islamic folk and everything. They outproduce the European Union and the US in terms of shells. Yeah, it's best for both sides. Like, if Europe is too powerful to defeat, then we can at least coexist. Or, sorry, if Russia's too powerful to outright defeat, we can at least placate Russia and end the war. And I feel like Russia's terms are not that excessive. They just don't want a country on their doorstep joining NATO. That's it, right? Like, it's...
Oh, I think at this point, the demands have probably increased. I mean, they'll probably want at least parts of Ukraine.
Yeah, well, they are going to annex parts of Ukraine into Russia as part of the treaty deal.
They conquered.
Yeah, they've conquered several regions. Like, Russia is winning and gaining ground in Ukraine. It's better to get the peace deal now before it continues even further. Because Russia has been taking territory from Ukraine. We're gonna have a fun time grilling and smoking all this meat. One. Two. 3. 4. 5. I don't know where the hell that other wreck is. Highly elusive, very difficult to find. I tried, Skylar, I tried, buddy. I really can't find it. Yeah, it was kind of like toward the aircraft carrier, I think, right? Like we were over there. I don't know, it's somewhere around here, but I'm having a lot of trouble locating it. It was very far away. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know, that question doesn't have any weight, Evo, right? Like, what's the point? Russia has a point or else they wouldn't be taking it, right? All right, it looks like it might start raining. And we are gonna start stockpiling a bunch of these sardines. All right, temporarily, I think I'm gonna have better visibility here. Because of the storm, right? Yeah, we have much better visibility down here because of the storm, so we'll keep on fishing while we continue to seek out that wreck. Yeah, I heard something about... Oh, the lightning flash showed us the wreck. Yeah, I heard that Ukraine was sitting on a wellspring of like resources like uranium and stuff. Several valuable minerals, and that's why everybody's been fighting over it. I heard something like that. Could be. All right, let's take that crate. Don't need that. Take the air tank. Not much here, but at least we found it. It was behind that boat. Yeah, I don't see much else. It's amazing this wreck didn't get swallowed by the sea. It's amazing it's still hanging here over the ledge. And apparently that's the thing that I read on, it was funny actually, a global news video today, Canadian media outlet. They actually reported on it and said that Zelensky's approval ratings are lower than they've ever been. And that's after a long and storied history throughout the war of having low approval ratings. Like, his people are sick of it because they feel like they never wanted the war, but he's been digging his heels into the ground so that Ukraine could join NATO against the betterment of his population, right? And like, Russia's been raffle stomping him the whole time, and all of Europe and the United States and Canada have been impoverishing themselves, increasing inflation, sending military aid over there, so.
Also housing and taking care of all the refugees that fled their country instead of fighting for it.
Yeah.
I mean, fair enough. If a war started in my country, I'd want to get the fuck out.
Yeah. It is what it is, right, Evo? I mean, at least we have this option. At least they can come to a peace agreement, because the only alternative to that peace agreement would be blood and death for everybody. And Russia is one of the biggest kids on the playground. We walk up to them and push them at our own peril, right? They, like, I feel like Russia's proven they haven't gotten lax over the years.
Thing is, the other EU countries themselves so much to help Ukraine that if this keeps on going, Russia could eventually decide, oh, okay, I'll just take over EU then.
Yeah.
Grab a couple extra countries.
How the hell have I not leveled up my hunting yet? It takes a long time to get those levels, dude. At least when you're hunting fucking sardines. All right. Well, Russia never overstretched its wants in the first place. We've talked about this at length, and what Russia was doing was enforcing what Putin said he would do way back in 2006. Like, it's a common fact that, like, if you draw a line in the sand, men are like this, right? Jordan Peterson talks all the time about how men are like this. Men try to initiate verbal agreements with the basis, the understanding that if the verbal agreement doesn't work, it'll become violent and physical. Men are like that, right? We have like an unspoken code where, okay, this is my line in the sand, and if you cross it, you do so at your own peril, fearing or at risk of physical harm, right? And geopolitics is just men on a bigger scale. Putin drew that line in the sand, and he said, if Ukraine tries to join NATO, there will be war. So the best way to avoid war would have been NATO never talking to Ukraine and vice versa. But Zelensky did it. That's why his approval ratings are so low, because the entire war could have been avoided. There was no good reason for Ukraine to enter NATO either, because the country had stability, more or less, right? And all that they stood to gain from NATO's entry was the military might of NATO. If Ukraine joined NATO, all they would have received was military bases. And that's an act of aggression, in a sense. Because what do you need the aggression for? What do you need the military for? Well, Russia's right there, right? And that's what he wanted it for, I think. Okay. Another oxygen tank. Let's fill this jerry can with the fuel available. Did I see the Russia's peace treaty request on Ukraine? No. But, like, from what I heard, it's Zelensky's never really been willing to talk about it anyway. Let's attach an engine to the back of the raft. Although the fuel efficiency does kind of suffer. Maybe... We'll deposit the gas here for now. I'm gonna want to try to craft that gyrocopter soon. My crafting level just needs to be 6. I can almost craft a gyrocopter. You gotta be careful with the gyrocopter, though. If you don't have your raft, of course, you're in trouble, right? So we have 3 bosses, I think. Let's save the game after the storm's over. And we'll find out where exactly those bosses are. Right? I'm gonna make a bunch of bandages now. We'll use up the rest of our cloth doing it. Okay. Beautiful. Yeah, but you don't know that, Evo. Because so far, right now, they've been the only country to be invaded by Russia in God knows how long, right? I don't know. I know you got a hate on for Russia, but the truth is there was a geopolitical justification for their invasion all along. It is what it is. All right, let me take a look at something here. I'm gonna take a look at the skill list on Stranded Deep. Oh God. Level 6 and level 7 require an extraordinary amount of experience to get. That's unreal. I didn't realize just how much experience was needed. It over doubles every level. So it took 3,656 to get this level up. Takes 9,500 for the next one, then 24,000 for the following. Holy shit, I don't think I can get my hunting like any higher than level 5 for the bosses. Anything more than that, and we're looking at some egregious tedium. So let's continue until we get to level 5. Got plenty of room for more sardines anyway. We gotta be close now, more or less. Let's keep on grabbing sardines. And who knows? I wonder if I get like a lump sum of hunting experience for beating the Megalodon. We need to find out where these bosses are. I know where they are, but I don't know which ones are in which location. We certainly wouldn't want to have to go take on Luska the Great first. Not if the other bosses could give us hunting experience. And a substantial amount of it, perhaps. We'll look into that. Certainly no shortage of sardines in the water. That's a very good point, Zuzi. Very good point. In fact, Zuzi's own nationality, it was Czech Republic. Czechoslovakia at the time was actually liberated from Nazi control by Russia. So it's, you gotta be really selective about that, you know? But you do have an irrational hatred of Russia. Like, as a country, I can tell that your perspective's been shaped by a lot of media indoctrinations. Which seems like a shitty thing to say, but it's just what I'm observing. I'm not trying to be super offensive and, like, abrasive. It just seems like you can't be reasoned out of your contempt for Russia, and you also can't exist without harboring the belief that Russia will attack again, you know? Like, they will, you know? We may placate them for now, but they will rise again. and terrorize the free lands of Middle Earth once more. You know, you just got that, like, their Sauron perspective where you can't see the proper justification that Russia had for doing what they did. Is there any proper reason to end up killing millions of people? No. But that's why Ukraine should have never talked with NATO, because that was a line drawn in the sand long ago, and countries, like men, draw these lines in the sand that they will not be crossed or aggressed upon. And unfortunately, Ukraine talking with NATO was the aggression. It was the act that initiated the fight. It sucks, but it is what it is. I know what you're saying your point is, Evo, but it's just, it has nothing to stand on. We still haven't leveled up our hunting to level 5 yet, man. This is crazy.
Oh, gross.
Grab one more.
Oh, it's disgusting.
And what's really funny is that part of this peace treaty is probably going to be the stipulation that Ukraine will not talk with NATO. And it's like, why did Western Europe have to go to war before finally respecting that drawn line in the sand, right? Like, that's the real question we need to be asking ourselves, was what was so important to Western Europe that they had to instigate this war?
How would they put everything at stake for this one country that no one gave a shit about? Or were they just looking for a reason?
From the perspective of Russia, if the things your neighbors didn't affect you, then there wouldn't be laws against noise pollution in neighborhoods. If you have neighbors and they're always partying, making noise, keeping you up at night when you have to work, you call the cops on them, they get in shit, they might even get charges, right? And in the same token, like, countries, they have a right not only to sovereignty within themselves, but like, if you have a known enemy and they're trying to establish military bases right on your doorstep, you do have a right to respond to that, aggressively even. It's no different than if you lived in, like, if you lived in Czech and a bunch of gypsies wanted to park an RV in front of your house and start partying and drinking beers there. You'd call the cops. You'd be like, fuck that. I don't want this presence near my property, you know? I hear drips. Are these still producing water? I don't think so. We'll find out, though. If that glitch is happening, I can just collect them and place them back down again. Alright, come on. Give me my breakfast. I see a boar. Got it. All right, chuck that over to base. We'll deal with it after. Here we go. I don't know if there's another boar yet, or where it is if there is. But I know there were two when we first got to this island. Maybe we'll see it one day. Did I just hear a boar? All right. Make more leather. I sure as shit don't see another boar. I want to craft that fucking gyrocopter. Oh my god, there it is. Yeah, I want to craft the gyrocopter. We need level 6 in crafting in order to do it. And I think we can get to level 6 crafting if I just make more spears. Or refine spears for fighting the bosses. Yeah, unfortunately, these are all infinitely producing water. I'll try closing the game to see if it fixes. And that might explain why all of my crop plots are completely full of water, too.
Oh, it's disgusting.
Or maybe I could fix it by actually putting plant fibers in there. Maybe that'll work. Okay. Yeah, what I did before isn't working this time. I just mashed the buttons as fast as I could, but now it's not working, so we're gonna have to do it in batches of like 6. Okay. So how many am I making? 8. Oh man, we're still not level 6 in crafting. It's gonna take another hot minute. Let's deposit these spears then. All right. So far, so good. How can I craft? If we get a shitload of plant fibers, then I could craft more cloth. I could craft more lashings, etc. Try to get ourselves to level 6 so I can craft that gyrocopter. Oh, let's go check on the dew collectors. Okay, I no longer hear the noise of water droplets, so it fixes the bug if you just put your own fibrous leaves in there. Put the potatoes in the fuel still. Okay. Let's go make some cloth. Well, Evo, but that's contradictory though. If you believe in the free will of a country to make its own decisions, then you believe in the ability of Russia to invade another country when it feels threatened by it, or a decision that it's made. Like, by your logic, Russia would be justified. But then you're also saying another country has no right to invade another. So, like, you believe in free will, but, right, like, it's contradictory. Alright, let's put this small smoked meat in there, and let's craft a bunch of cloth. $11. Good. We're getting closer, but we still have a ways to go. So maybe let's make some more planks. I do think it's contradictory. I do. Like, your choice of words matters, right? So, like, looking back at it, a country has no right to invade another. But at the same time, you're saying you believe in the free will of a country to make their own decisions, right? Like, so, like, which is it, right? They can't both be true at the same time. Because if we apply that standard to, like, crime, for example, right? People have free will and they can make their own decisions, but that'd be like saying one person has no right to walk up to another person and punch them in the face. When the simple truth is, like, they totally can. There's consequences attached to it, yes, but they can do it. You can punch someone in the face if you really want to, right? And that is free will, is the ability to do things that others don't like. Moreover, Russia is kind of allowed to get away with what they've done. Yes, it's shitty to invade another country based on a preference that you have for that country. That is shitty. I'm not going to take that away from you. That is shitty of Russia to do. But Russia not only gets to do it because of its free will as a country, but it gets to get away with it because of its power as a country. It's gonna walk, right? This treaty is gonna happen, and Russia is gonna effectively make all of the Western countries in the world yield to its will. It's gonna happen. And I think if I had to guess, that's the part that rubs you wrong, and I totally get it. I totally relate to it. I totally understand why it pisses you off, because basically it's like a bully getting away with bullying, which I get. It's somebody getting away with enforcing their will on others. But that's not always a bad thing to do. Police officers enforce their will on criminals when they arrest them and stop them from committing more crimes, right? So there is a perspective where Russia was trying to make sure that NATO and Ukraine didn't form an alliance because Russia knew that would be bad for Russia. You know what I mean? Like, there's a perspective where Russia's not necessarily in the wrong for making sure it can maintain its own sovereignty as a country, even by invading another. Like, I agree that what Russia did is shitty, but I also have to, like, I do think that Russia had justification. I don't want to say Russia had a right to do it, because we already talked about rights. They're strength-based, right? You have a right to do whatever you can overpower others to allow yourself to do. But Russia had a justification in terms of Russia's own sovereignty being threatened. Because if Russia, like, Russia basically, they drew that line in the sand and they said, please don't join NATO because there will be consequences if you do. So the onus was then on NATO and Ukraine to keep the peace. All they had to do was keep to the terms listed, right? But Ukraine gambled, enacted its own free will as a country to try and talk to NATO. So Russia, therefore, was able to also enact its own free will to intervene and to stop it, right? Like, Russia has free will, Ukraine has free will, Ukraine chose wrong. They could have kept the peace, right? There was that one line in the sand and all they had to do was not step over it. They were like a little brother poking the big brother going, neener, neener, neener. So, I mean, of course, right? Except this neener, neener was like guns and bombs and death for everyone and mass refugees, right? Like, in the Western perspective, it does make Ukraine look like the good guy. I do agree. And we had a lot of media campaigns to make sure that was the case, which is all right. As Western countries, like, we have a narrative, we have what's best for us. It's just a complex thing to think about, because what was best for the people in Western countries was not to fund this war in Ukraine. All of us were, here's what makes me distrust our own government, right? Instead of striving to keep the peace and going to the treaty table right away with Russia, Russia was instead demonized, weapons were sent to Ukraine, funding was sent to Ukraine for the war effort, and people in Western countries were propagandized into mentalities of condonement for the war rather than mentalities of seeking peace in the face of it, right? So we were propagandized into warmongering mental states where it wasn't about, okay, let's make peace with Russia. We were taught, okay, let's destroy Russia by mainstream media, which leads me to believe that this conflict with Russia over Ukraine had more to do with the resources in Ukraine and how NATO wanted control and ownership of those resources through the incorporation of Ukraine into its ranks, right? Otherwise, if it was just a matter of like, okay, let's leave Ukraine alone and you promise you'll stop invading, and Russia's like, yeah, right? Like that could have been one avenue, but instead every NATO country was like, oh, this is unforgivable. We got to annihilate Russia. They're all the bad guys. We have to kill them. We have to stop them. And we need to designate all of our resources toward this one goal because the other goal is not a viable alternative, right? When is peace not a viable alternative in war? If anything, it's the only viable alternative, right? And NATO was not interested. Western countries were not interested. They fanned the flames, cry havoc, and let slip the dogs of war, right? That was what every Western country chose upon.
And that's really doubly scary when you realize that nukes could be involved.
And it was a very scary gamble, Zuzi said, when you factor in that nukes could end up involved. So even knowing this, NATO was like, yeah, we don't want peace. Screw it. Let's try to seek Russia's destruction, right?
Ukraine is worth all of this.
If you want peace, prepare for war, eh? Yeah. Yeah, it's like both countries exercise their free will. Both countries can be understood. And the way I see it, Evo, at like the bedrock of my belief is that they had peace until Ukraine and NATO started talking behind closed doors, right? Until they tried to subvert that line in the sand that Putin drew. And it's kind of like, if you apply it in simpler terms, like let's say I have a wife and I have a friend and I draw a line in the sand where I say, don't hit on my wife or I'll hit you, right? What happens if that friend flirts with my wife? I get to punch him in the face because I told him clearly what would happen. Now, is what I did a crime? Yes. Could I get arrested and go to jail? Yes. But as men, similar to as countries, we draw these lines in the sand because they mean something to us and because we don't want to be infringed upon. And those individuals, like those countries, have a right to attempt infringing upon the lines we draw in the sand, but we have a right to retaliate in kind. You know, like countries and people both. It's all a gamble. Geopolitics is always uncertain, right? And Ukraine and NATO started talking, thinking that Russia was bluffing, and when it turned out Russia wasn't bluffing, Western countries cried havoc and let slip the dogs of war and fanned the flames of the conflict instead of trying to douse the fire, right? In fact, I think there's a great irony to the rampant forest fires all over Western countries right now and the uprisings in the public of those respective NATO countries against their own governments. I feel like we're not worried that Russia's going to burn us because all of our countries are burning from within due to corrupt, nepotistic leadership that's self-serving.
It doesn't even... It's just corrupt leadership.
It's a game of chess. Yeah, it's a game of chess, exactly. It's just a bunch of people making decisions. Well, a bunch of wealthy elites making decisions that the common people like us suffer, right? Simple truth is, if Zelensky cared about Ukrainians, he never would have talked to NATO. If NATO cared about Ukrainians, they would have never talked to Ukraine, right? They would have just kept that phone line dead and not even tried because Putin was very clear about it, right?
Zelensky still gets to try, he gets to fly to countries and cry about how his people are suffering, while his people are the ones dying and suffering.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to accept a peace deal.
Yeah. All right, I still don't think we ever got to hunting level 5. We're almost at crafting level 6. We're pretty much right on the cusp. Let's get out there and hunt a little bit more. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my levels ready today, and then we're gonna go hunt the bosses in the next couple days. Once I have hunting 5, I'm pretty much okay with that. There we go. Finally got it. Okay, we have hunting level 5. Yeah, hunting 5. We got it. It took a long time to train that. We're not going to 6 and 7 because it'll take even longer. Hello, Tai Tai. Hello. Hi. Hi. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, hi. All right, come here, buddy. Good boy. Good boy, Tai Tai. All right, so having that, the goal at this point just becomes making sure I have crafting level 6 for the gyrocopter. I could add more chests to the raft. Let's do that. Let's bring it on shore to maintain all of the chests being the same height. Pretty sure that works. Let's grab the hammer. Let's load it up. We are going to want to expand upon the raft's dimensions more, I think, for the boss battles. But I mean, not by that much more. It's looking pretty good already. Unfortunately, I've still been unable to get that level up that we want. What do I need for spear gun arrows? Because I have to remember, we're gonna lose some of the ammo, right? When we fight these bosses, we are gonna lose some ammo, so I'm gonna want to save the spears for the hardest fight, and that's the octopus. It's basically just sticks and lashings. Okay. And then we'll craft a spear gun itself. Air tank, 2 sticks, duct tape, leather. I'm still not crafting level 6 for the gyrocopter, but we're looking better now than we were. All right, let's go grab the label maker. Well, Evo, I feel the same way about that as I feel about Trudeau being in power for like 10 years here in Canada. He probably maintained that position through ill means, right? Like, granted, but I feel like if I would go after Putin for that, well, I did go after Trudeau for that. That's the thing, is like corruption where it is, right? But how long has Zelensky been in charge of Ukraine? How long has he been president? 2019 to present, eh? 6 years. Gotta run for his money. Trudeau was president for 10, and I heard that Zelensky has been arresting... He's been arresting political rivals, I heard. Oh, and he won. He actually won the election with promises of ending the war in the Donbass between the Russian and the... yeah. Oh, Trudeau was horrible. Trudeau's gone now, but he ruined the country throughout his 2 terms. Absolutely decimated it. His pandemic response was crazy. The law that Trump just put into effect now, you told me about it, I think, about the banks and stopping card processors from censoring speech and free expression. Trudeau did the exact opposite. He actually used legislation to pressure banks into debanking people who were at the trucker convoy protesting the vaccine mandates several years ago. Okay, refined spears and refined spears 2, followed by harpoon and harpoons and gun. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to another island before I can get crafting level 6, I think, unfortunately. I could theoretically go craft a bunch of fishing bobbers if I just go get those buoy ball scraps over there. Yeah, as long as the needs are taken care of. I haven't heard bad things about the quality of life for the people in Russia. In fact, the opposite. I remember when Tucker Carlson went there, he said that like the subway station, for example, under the capital city was pristinely clean. There were no hobos laying there or anything. Like it was what you'd hope for. I don't know where the other buoy ball went. Guess it doesn't matter. Let's keep on crafting these. Whoa. Yo, there's a fucking wreck out here. It's too dark to see anything, but that's pretty cool. Alright. Yeah, I just found a crate that I'd never found before. Yeah, very good point about the Saudis. Everybody has a problem with Sharia law until we need some oil, right? So it's like, yeah, we have to let, I suppose, every country have its respective corruption flavor. And Sharia law, I hate to be the devil's advocate here, but there is something to be said for women who fulfill the role of mothers and caretakers instead of being boss bitches at work. You know what I mean? Because at least then kids have someone. Okay. We have that glitch there again. I'll deal with it by putting some of these in there. We have palm fronds here, don't we? No, we use them. Let's go grab 4 and put them in there.
For women to...
I know, yeah. Zuzi hates it when I... Oh, man.
Not the only, I think the majority know what Sharia law is.
Yeah. Still, we have to admit at the very least that Sharia law is the extreme on one end, and feminism in North America is the extreme on the other end. And that the best women are somewhere in the middle. Yeah. In North America, misandry is what comprises the core of feminism, I would say. Alright, where do I put this new lantern that we have here? I suppose over here will illuminate these other crop plots. Okay. I was really hoping to level up my crafting before we ended the episode, but we're gonna make a little spear parts box here. And maybe I'll still end up getting that level up if I'm lucky. I doubt it, but... yeah, sadly no dice. Clearly takes a lot of experience to get it, but that's for the gyrocopter. As far as the fights go, we are ready to start hunting those bosses, more or less. Yeah, we'll head out and do that tomorrow. Let's go to sleep. Well, that's what I find weird though, Evo, is like here, if a journalist goes to like New York, for example, you can't walk 10 feet in a subway without seeing a fentanyl zombie, right? And it's like our leaders don't even care about doing it, cleaning it up for the show, so to speak. So why would Putin care about doing it for a journalist who came to Russia, even though that journalist only appeals to like a tiny fraction of the overall population of the United States, let alone the rest of Europe? Right? Like, he's not exactly gonna garnish majority support in NATO nations by cleaning up his subway for Tucker Carlson, right? Like, it's just, it doesn't, I don't know. It's more likely to believe that he just doesn't misallocate tax dollars and it's somebody's job to keep that subway clean and to keep the, well, keep the addicts out of it, right? Keep homeless people homeless somewhere else.
Oh, someone gets paid to do it.
Yeah. All right, let's eat, drink, and then log out. I just think that we're so used to having poor United States standards that when we see a country that actually keeps itself clean and holds its people to account, it like shocks us, or it seems fake in some way. All right, we saved the game.
I think that there's a notion of superiority where just because it's different and it looks slightly better, we think it must be a show. It can't be different. Like, it can't actually be better.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's totally possible that Russia has clean subways and that's just their standard.
Yeah.
It could be a show, but it could also just...
All right, so, I might try Surrounded. Oh man, I'm still getting comments on this Tarkov and New York mod installation tutorial. It was a really good thing for the viewership that the guy used it as the main tutorial for installing the mod. But man, I get people coming into the comment section like, I love your mod, but installing it's not working. What do I do? It's like, it's not really my mod, buddy. Sorry. Yeah. I get other people where they like, it's almost like they're being passive aggressive toward me because they can't figure out how to install it. Like, they think it's my mod, so they want to be cheeky about it, you know? All right, so what are we playing? Lord of the Rings Online. I've kind of... The honeymoon is over. I think I'm going to play a little bit of Abiotic Factor. I should try to keep going in that. So we're going to schedule Abiotic Factor. It's been too long. I mean, after all, if I'm not dead yet, I should keep going and try to actually beat the game. We made it to a new sector, like a radioactive zone or something. I don't really know. But I do know there's snipers everywhere. So I'm going to have to hope and pray that my stealth outfit that I'm currently wearing that cloaks me is gonna hide me from the snipers. All right, let's prepare this new stream. Add the redirect. Oh, Zuzi. Do we have green tea made? All right, wonderful.
I'll bring it.
I am sworn to carry your burdens. All right, now. All right, guys, I will see you in the next stream. I'm going to port you guys directly over, so let's get ready to chill in Abiotic Factor. All right. I did add the redirect, right? Like, I better make sure, just to make sure. I better make sure, just to make sure. That's amazing. All right. I keep that up. I might be a Democrat one day. All right. All right, I'll see you guys over there. Ugh.